Hello again, it's me, and I'm trying to show you the most important part of Chapter 6. We can ignore the idea about images. The important part of Chapter 6 is 6.4, the material on the way functions work, especially the way they handle the arguments that we send into them. It's very important. It comes up in all programming languages, and this language has a slightly different way of doing it than some other languages. So I'm going to write a simple program. I'm going to start with a function, def, distance, and I'm going to pass 4 values into it, a, b, c, d. And what this function is supposed to do is compute the distance between the point AC and the point BD. So that's my plan. I have a point AB and a point CD. They're in the normal plane, and I want to compute the distance. Now, to do that, I'm basically using the Pythagorean formula. I'm computing the difference in the x values, a minus c, the difference in the y values, b minus d. That's the two sides of the triangle. And the distance, oops, I forgot something. I want to use square root. To use square root, I have to import math. That has to be there, because otherwise I don't have the square root. Now, I'm going to tell you that the dis, which is what I will call it, equals math dot sqrt of one side squared plus the other side squared. And then the final way to return the value, I have to use the return dis. So take a look at that function right now. Make sure you understand it. I'm passing 4 things into it. I'm presuming they're integers, but they don't have to be. They could be reals. I'm computing the difference in the x's and the difference in the y's. So I have a minus c, b minus d. Now I'm going to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say first, let's print the distance we get when we use 4, 6, 7, 2. Now that's going to be a special triangle. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. And also for the fun of it, I'm going to print this without anything and see what that gives us. And I better spell it right. So let's run the program. This is interesting. I got this. The 5 is correct because if you look at the two sides, it's 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is 25. But this is strange. What this is the address of the function inside the computer. It's where it is. And it's always assigned a place. The function is an object. It's at a particular place. So we aren't going to use that much. It's just nice to know that it's there. Now I'm going to copy this program into a item I'm going to send you later, I hope. So I'm going to copy it over here. And the machine didn't copy. So let me try it again. And I am having lots of little problems, but that's no problem. I've got it. I can figure it out later. All right, now I want to try another one. And this one's going to be a little stranger. I'm going to define the distance again, DEF, distance. But I'm going to pass in a list, L. I'll call it list of VARs, LVAR. And it will look, the program will look almost the same, except I'll take the items from the list. So D1 will be list of VARs 0 minus list of VARs 2. And D2 will be list of VARs 1 minus list of VARs 3. And as before, the distance will be, again, I forgot to import math. That's no problem. Import math. The distance is math dot square root of D1 times D1 plus D2 times D2. And then I'm going to call it this time. Well, I'm first going to make a list. L equal, I use the same values we used before. They were 4, 6, 7, 2. But now they're a list. 4, 6, 7, 2. 4, 6, 7, 2. And I'll print the dist of L. Now, L is a different name than LVAR, but that doesn't mean that's no problem at all, because it's going to copy a pointer to L into LVAR. So let's see if this works again. Triple quoted string. Oh, I erased one of these accidentally. Now we'll get there. And that's because I spelt this wrong. The fun little things that we do wrong. And I need import. No N. Now it should work. If only I could type. There we go. Let's try it now. I'll give it an F5. And I got none. That's impossible. Oh, there's no problem. What did I forget? This is instructional. I forgot to return the value. So nothing was correct. There wasn't any value in it. Now we get the 5 again. Now, here's the main point of section 6.4. How does the insides of Python do this? What it does is Python has different namespaces. That is, different words we can use. Some of the words we use are reserved words, and there's a whole list of them. There's also the words we use in main, such as L, and the words we use in a function, such as lvar, d1, d2, and dis. When we invoke a function, when we start a function by calling it like this, saying dist L, we leave the main, the calling place, and all the names in the calling place no longer exist. There is no L inside dist. We can't use it. If we try to use it, it's undefined. Just as in the main routine here, if we use lvar, it's undefined. This is protection. This is supposed to mean that anything in the main routine won't change accidentally in the function. Well, that's true, except Python plays it differently. Python has what is called call by assignment. That means when this function is called right here, L is evaluated. L becomes a pointer to this object, this list. And then lvar points to the same list. It's the identical list it points to. And this gives us trouble. If it's just numbers, there's no problem. But if I do something like this, I decide for whatever reason that I will change lvar. Now, I wouldn't do this normally. I'm just doing it to show you what happens. I'm going to append X. Now I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to print L. In most programming languages, L is not changed. In Python, watch. It's changed. The point is that any variable that comes in that is changeable, mutable, will change. That's a nuisance, but we can get used to it, I'm sure. Now again, read section 6.4 of the text. That's really the only part of chapter 6 I want. Don't worry if you can't download Pello and CImage. They're not working the way we want them to. Every time I try it, I get different things. So I'm just not going to worry about it. Right after this, I'm going to go on to chapter 7. So you'll get this video, and you're also going to get a file that has some of this information on it. So long for now.